Hello, everybody. Welcome to my workshop. Welcome back if you were just with me 10 minutes ago for the data workshop. Um, let's see. Cannot check in to get essentials from. Oh, you can't check in as in on the link that I provided on the Discord announcement on DevPost. Hello, Ganesh. Oops, I missed the last one. That's okay. You can go watch the recording. It was fun. People had fun. I enjoyed it. I made myself a little tea that I'm gonna be sipping. I hope you don't mind because I was talking for like very long, so I'm tired. My Twitch keeps asking me to reload player every 5 minutes. That's not nice. Try maybe restarting your browser or your computer. That kind of stuff goes away with a quick little restart. Hello everyone. Hi. How is everyone today? Use the chat to tell me how you are, how you're feeling, where you are, what time zone you're in. What time is it for you right now? Is it lunchtime, dinner time, breakfast time? Unable to check in. That's weird. So by check in you mean on DevPost, right? On the link I sent you? Let me check why that is. Unable to check in, need to find GMT over here. Nice. I am so sorry, folks. I have no idea why registration is not working. Um, because in the previous one, it worked just fine. Get essentials from basic to advanced. Let me check, okay? Let me check my. Did you all sign in / sign up before you registered? I just registered, it worked for me. Yeah, it should work because that's the only link. Because I didn't set all of that stuff up. So I wouldn't know how it works. But I'm able to open the link. I'm able to log in and register. It seems to be working on my end. I'm not sure why it's not working for you. We got registered. Yeah, registered. Okay, perfect. Unable to check in. I was already logged in. I have no idea why you can't check in. Let me just put it in the chat here, okay? I'll ask my team why you can't check in. Hey, folks. Some of the Pack Week attendees are unable to check in. Check in. To the stream. Works fine for me. Okay, I messaged my team. Hopefully, they get back to me to let me know how to fix this and what the problem is by the end of the session, and then I can let you know. Where is the check-in link? I couldn't check in. Yeah, okay. I've reached out to the team because I don't want to waste more time of the workshop. Oh, you can't come to the Twitch link either? Yeah, exactly. We'll just continue for now because I don't want to waste the time. Um, okay, let's get into it. Git Essentials from Basics to Advanced Part 1. Okay, so let me just paint a picture for you for this session, okay? And what we're going to be doing. If you're coming from the previous session, it's going to be a little bit different from that. Last session, we like chatted, we discussed. This session is going to be a bit more hands-on. You're going to be creating a GitHub account. You're going to be learning a little bit about commits and whatnot. So just like keep things ready. I'll be going into the very basics. So if you already know some of the stuff, please stick around, like try to be patient, and I'll go over some stuff that you already know. Please don't smash from your computer. Be patient. And for people who don't know that stuff, well, you're welcome to follow along and learn. Okay, so that is a little bit about what is going to be going on today. Now, as you can see from the title, this is part 1, which means there's other parts for this workshop. So there's part 2 and part 3. I'll be doing part 2 and 3 in the coming days of this week. So stay tuned for those if you want to follow along those. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what it's going to be. Cannot check in through the website to this event. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why you can't check in. Everyone has the same problem. I genuinely don't know how that works. I didn't set it up, but I have reached out to my team and they will let you know. Okay, let's get into Git basics. Now, before I get started, tell me in the chat about your Git experience. Okay, tell me how much you know. Tell me your favorite your favorite command and your least favorite command. For some people, their least favorite I know is Git rebase because it's really hard. So let me know if you like it, if you hate it, what your like, how much have you worked with Git before? Let me know all of that. I love to know what my folks know about GitHub. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna move on to the next slide. Let's do an introduction first. I am Shresi. I am your coach. I have been working at Major League Hacking for about a year now. And today I'm going to be talking to you about GitHub. So that's me. What else we've got? So today's agenda, today's action items, if you will, are introduction, what is version control, Git fundamentals. So we'll talk about what even is. Like, we'll take it a step back from Git and we'll talk about what even is version control. Why the hell is everyone so crazy about GitHub? Git fundamentals, we'll do a quick little Git setup, we'll create a repo, which I'm kind of scared about setting up Git because I know I have to make a new account and I haven't done it in so long. Hopefully, I have an empty email address that I can use. But we'll see. We learn and we grow, okay? Creating and initializing a repo. We're going to be doing that today. We're going to be committing some stuff. So we're going to be doing our basic Git commit, Git add, Git push. And then we're going to be learning about history and don't mind me snacking. We're going to be learning about history and diffs. So what is history and what is Git diffs? And then we're going to do a summary and a Q&A. So if this looks like something you want to learn, stick around, hang out, learn about it. And if you think it's very lame and you already know all of this, still stick around, don't smash your computer, or you can go sleep, go chill, go play outside. So that's going to be us today. How are we feeling about the agenda for today? Is it good? Is it bad? Let me know. Let me go through the chat before I get into stuff now. Registered but not checked in. Same old. MLH team is working on it. Favorite is actually Git pull rebase. That's actually great. Yeah, no, I mean, makes sense. Like, I used to hate Git in general because it was so hard. But I think it's like one of my favorite things to work with as a software engineer now. So Git push, origin main. That's your favorite? Yeah, mine too. It's like you've done everything and you just push it. Oof. I can push through Git, but I'm definitely not a pro. Makes sense, yeah. What even is a Git pro? It is just like every time you think you know it, it just throws another curveball at you. Git conflict resolve is a pain. Yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely a rewarding process. I started contributing to open source this year, and it taught me a lot about Git and GitHub. Contributing to open source is one of the best things you can do to learn anything about softwares and engineering and Git. And, oh God, everything. Git init. Great choice. Okay, so what's version control, and why do we care about it? If by the way, if you're here from previous workshop, you know it already. But if you're new, this workshop is definitely a hands-on workshop, and I'm going to be telling you, teaching you stuff. But you are also welcome to use the chat to send in your inputs and say what you think about something. And like, let's say version control, if you have an opinion on version control, if you want to share something, please do it. Okay, you're welcome to. All right, so what is version control? Version control is a system that tracks changes to files over time, right? It literally what the name is. It helps you control versions of things. So, like how Google Sheets has a version, like when you click on it and under file, I think, and you can see previous versions and what people were doing before, like the current version. So that's kind of what version control is. It helps you keep track of all the versions of a certain file, of a certain document that have ever existed. Um, so that's basically what version control is, right? And it's crucial. It tracks changes to a file over time. It allows multiple users to collaborate on a project while also maintaining whatever is it whatever it was that was before they started working on the project, or like before person X started working on this, right? So it's important. It helps you keep track. It's like a log. Git intro. Let's talk about Git. Let's take it back to the basics. Let's just take it down a notch and see what Git is and how it came to be. It's a popular version control system. We know that. It was created by Linus Torvalds in 2005. I was actually just reading up on Linus Torvalds, and I just learned about his daughter and how she might be in line for becoming the next CEO. I don't know. Like, I read, apparently, like she's like next in line for the business or whatever. So that's fun fact. So it was, yeah. This is the man. This is the person, y'all, who founded the GitHub we love and appreciate today. And the key features of GitHub are speed, efficiency, powerful branching, and merging open source with a supportive community. It is a supportive community. And as I go forward, I want to let you know again, please use the chat to talk about anything you want to. You are more than welcome to share your views. Mm. It's the same person who made Linux. Is it? It is. Yep. Yep. It is. What a genius. Okay, setup. I think we're getting into the hands-on part. Are we ready? All right, so I am going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm going to share my browser so I can set up Git for with you all. Now I'm going to be using my incognito because my actual one already has everything logged in and stuff. So let's set up GitHub, okay? Let's see. Oh my god, it's been so uh create new GitHub account. It's been so long since I've created a new GitHub account. Wow. This feels weird. Okay. Now, actually, before I go on and create a new GitHub account, I want to ask you if you actually want me to do this. Because I don't want to do this if everyone knows how to set up a GitHub account. This might be a bit too basic. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Use the chat. Let me know. And if I don't hear from you, I'm just gonna create it anyway because it was a part of the agenda. Okay, I'm just gonna create an account anyway. Right. Okay. So right as in it's too basic? Yes. I'm gonna take that as a yes. I think it would be more informative to go over. Yeah. Okay. I thought so. I wanted to do it like a base level type of workshop for like, because I wanted to include people who were not in tech, but I think anyone can set up a freaking GitHub account. Okay. All right. We're back to here, creating a GitHub. Okay, so let's imagine we have a GitHub account, okay? Now let's start with creating a new repository, okay? So the first step is to create a new repository after you create an account, all right? Now let me show you my GitHub, and that way you know what I'm talking about. All right, cool. Share screen, share repository, share. Okay, perfect. So this is my screen. This is my GitHub. I hope I can see it. Starting with the basic commands. All right. So let's imagine you already have a GitHub account. So when you have a GitHub account and you go on your little menu here, you can see your repositories, your projects, your code spaces, organizations, all of that fun stuff. So here we're gonna start off with creating a new repository. So what is a repository? Repository is like a file, right? So when you're like logging things and you're logging information, you put it under a file. Let's say it's information for project XYZ. You'll store it under the file for project XYZ. That's all the information for project XYZ. So imagine repositories are like that, okay? That's repositories. Let's create a new one. Yeah, no templates. Let's call, what should we call it? Let's call it Global Hack Week Data Git Essentials. Okay, let's call it this. Description. Don't need a description. Public. You can choose it. Okay, so let me just go over some stuff here when you're creating a repository. Obviously, the name. Here, you can put a description. Usually, description, I'm not going to put one, but usually it's a very good practice to put a description. So like if you're making something advanced, please always put a description. It's really nice. We'll add a readme file just for fun. We'll add a git ignore. Oh, I appreciate git ignore so much, but we're gonna skip it for now. Git ignore is a file which you literally put stuff that you want to ignore and git ignores it, any changes to it and stuff. Okay, cool. So this is our basic repository. This is what it looks like once you've created a repository. Now, this is so unfair. I don't get to show you my beautiful slides. I made such nice slides and I can't show you them anymore. That's not cute. That's not good. But it's okay. Okay, so this is the repository here that you get once you've created one. To this repository, we're gonna do certain stuff, right? We're gonna add stuff, we're gonna remove stuff, we're gonna make a project, we're gonna change the project, okay? So the very first thing you do when you have, oh, you can't see my screen. Um, so when you have a Git repository, what you want to do is you want to clone it, okay? So this way you'll have a version of it on your computer. So how can you clone it? I use the HTTPS clone here. You can use SSH, you can use GitHub CLI, you can even download it as a zip. Do what your heart says, but my heart says to just clone it using HTTPS, so that's what I'm doing. Okay. Now, oh, this is gonna be fun. Can I share my entire screen? Because I want you to see my terminal. Oh, good. Yeah, I can. Entire screen, share. Okay, good. I think you can see everything now. Good. Okay, you can see everything now. That's good. But the problem is, I don't want you to see some stuff. So let me just close that first. I'll close this. This is good. I'll close this. I'll close this. Imagine I just give you my banking information and you have my passwords and everything while I'm trying to teach you how to use Git. That would not be fun. That would probably be my last stream. And this is literally my second stream, so that wouldn't be nice. Okay. Okay, so I have everything gone. Now I'll share. Okay, perfect. I hope you can see everything. This is my repository, and now I'm gonna open up my terminal. Oh, now I can show you my cute slides. Okay, let's open up the terminal here, okay? Make it bigger so everyone can see. I hope that's big enough font for everyone. Okay, now remember how we copied a link from before just now? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that link to clone the repository from GitHub, which is some random website which stores this information some random place. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in our computer, right? So how do you do that? Let's get into a nice directory here. I like desktop. Okay, cool. So the command we use to do this is called git clone. This makes a clone of your repository onto your computer, okay? So I cloned it and it's been cloned. See, it's done, perfect. Now if I do an ls, I can see that this directory has appeared, right? So that's git clone. Let me just quickly check the chat here. Skip it, start with basic, GitHub too much. GitHub is more addicting than addictive things if you know to use it with caution. True, your slides are so aesthetic. Thank you. Yeah. I actually really enjoy making cute slides. That's where a lot of my time goes. By the way, are you new to MLH? Because this is my first time seeing you. I'm actually not new to MLH. It's been about over a year since I've been working here. But this is my first time doing a global hack week though, because I've been really busy past 1 year. What if a terminal says git isn't a git command? What if terminal says that? Well, that's because, oh, you got it? Okay. Well, sometimes that happens because you have to add your repository to your computer. Like you have to add git to your computer. Not everyone comes with git installed. If you know what I mean, git isn't a command. I don't remember that because it's been so long since I set it up. Isn't a command. Yeah, I think you literally just have to reinstall Git for Windows. You have to literally install Git. Okay, so once you have it all sorted and you have it all cloned, okay, Cool. So I have my Git cloned here. Now let's go into the directory and open up a VS Code. Ugh, go away. Open up a VS Code thing for manipulating the code here. So that's VS Code. I'm going to open this in VS Code. I'm going to go back here. Let's cd into Global Hack Week. Perfect. It's an empty right now. There's just a README. Let's make some edits to the README. Let's start off with that, okay? Let's say I'm going to put a heading. Hello. No, that's not correct. Hello, Global Hack Week attendees. And because I'm extra, I'm gonna do a star. Lovely. Okay, so I added something to my README. That's what it looks like. Where are you guys? I lost you. Oh no. Oh, there you are. Okay, so that was the first thing I kind of changed. Just going over the chat here. Will the same work in GitLab? Will the same work in GitLab? Will it work in GitLab? I typed it wrong. Oh, you typed it wrong though. GitLab, yeah, should work the same. I believe so. I actually haven't used GitLab before. Is it similar to GitHub Studios? GitLab, blah, 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 open core. Oh wow, I have not used GitLab for some reason. I'm just a GitHub nerd. Okay, go back to here. So this is, I added something. Let me know if everything looks good so far. Please tell me yes or no. So let's go back to the slides here. So we created and initialized a repo. We created one. We literally said click no create no repo. We configured it. Now this is configuration part is what Ishiratan, did I pronounce that right? Ishiratan was, I think, like that type of stuff shows up like when you don't have Git installed and stuff. So it will ask you to install Git and everything. So that's the configuration part. We already cloned the repository, so that's all good. And now we can start collaborating, okay? Now, before we start collaborating, let's see what else we've got here. So today we're going to be talking about the fundamentals in a Git repository, right? We're going to talk about what a repository is, which I already did. I gave you a nice, cool analogy. We're going to talk about a commit. We might talk about a branch. Actually, we might not have the time to do it. And merge and branch might be for the next time. But that's definitely something we'll talk about. We'll talk about remote, what a remote is, a remote server is, what remote in general is. And then we're going to talk about working directory. We're going to talk about diff and history. Diff and history and commit are the major ones that I'm going to talk about today. And everything else we'll just talk about as we go ahead. Okay, committing changes. Let me breathe. What is committing changes and why do we care about it? So committing changes is, as it sounds, you commit it. It's like, when you commit to a relationship or when you commit to a diet, it's like that. It's like, okay, this is sorted. I want to put it on my GitHub. That's when you commit something, okay? So that's what committing is. It's putting something on to your remote because you think it's ready to go be in the outside world. Now, let me just pull up my notes here so I don't get sidetracked because I have a habit of doing that. So why is it important to commit changes? There are some reasons, right? Committing changes is a fundamental concept in Git. Each commit represents a snapshot of the project at a specific point in time, right? So if I'm working on a feature and I commit the button, which means that the button has been created, right? At this point, the button was created. And it's like a checkpoint, okay? Committing changes. So let's actually commit a change instead of just talking about it, okay? So we did already make a change here, right? This was not there before. So let's commit it. If you're all ready to commit. Okay, I don't see anything on the chat, so I think we're good. Okay, so before committing, the first thing that I like to do, and what I think everyone likes to do and should do, is check your status. Okay? Check your Git status, please, before doing anything to your repository. You will not believe how much effort it will save you. When I was working at Cisco and I would do some stuff, and then I would commit things before checking my status because I was very new to GitHub. It was a nightmare, you guys, let me tell you. It was a nightmare. Like, I would have to go back, fix things. I would do git revert. I would have to do git rebase. It was a mess. So always do a git status. Like literally, like even like after you wake up, drink water, check git status. That's how important it is. I don't actually do that. Okay, so we check our branch, right? So when you do git status, it gives you basic information about what's up with the GitHub, right? You're on branch main, which is the main branch, right? Which is the branch that is the default one. I'll talk more about branches later. Your branch is up to date, and we're up to date with origin and main, origin main, which is the original thing that we cloned from. So we're all up to date. We're good. There's nothing that needs to be taken from the remote. So now that everything looks good, working tree is clean. Let me save this. Now that everything is good, now it will also show you anything that has been changed in the repository. Remember to save. So change is not staged for commit. So this is something that we have modified and we need to push it to the remote because the GitHub over there doesn't know that this happened, okay? So this is something. Now another useful command is git diff. Git diff shows you what the difference from original versus now is, literally. Like it's quite literal, the commands, okay? So you see the git diff here. This is what it looks like. We added this line and it shows it, okay? Now let's add it, okay? Now let's get ready to push it to our remote. So to push it to a remote, to commit any command, you first have to add it, right? Think of it like transporting something from point A to point B. To get it to point B from point A, you need to actually put it on your vehicle. Let's say you're transporting something on your car. You first need to put it in your car, right? So this is us putting it in the car. Now git add is usually followed by what file you want to add, right? So I'm going to be putting git add readme. Now, there's a lot of other ways of using git add. Now, I'm not going to confuse you with it right now. I'm just going to show you the basic, okay? So git add, we add git readme. It's been added. It's in the car right now. Now, once you've added it, you're going to now commit it. Now you're going to say that, okay, this is ready to go to point B. How do you commit? This is what a commit message looks like. You say git commit -m. So git commit is the name of the command. -m signifies -message. So this is the commit message, right? This message will talk about what the commit was for. Now, note if I try to push a commit without a -m, without a message, or just like randomly, right? Let's see if I do this. It will not like it. Like it will, wait, this was not a good example. Let's say I do this, git commit, commit. It will not like it. It will hate it. Or let's say if it's something like this, it will not like it either. So you have to know that it's crucial for us to use git commit -m. Okay, that's important because it's crucial to send in a commit message with every commit. So let's say we say git commit updated readme. And that's the commit message, and it's been sent through, okay? Now, if you go back and check your repository right now, there's nothing here. We have committed things, but that doesn't mean it's been like received by our GitHub yet, okay? Like we have just decided that we want to go from point A to point B, and this is what we're going to be doing. We haven't actually gotten there, okay? So to do that, you use the commit called git, you use the command git push. Say git push, and now if you come back here and you refresh this, you have your updated GitHub, you have your updated README, and it shows up here, right? Let me just go check the chat here. Typed it wrong, both GitLab. Okay, so that was the very basic of sending a git commit, okay? Now to answer your question here, one really good way I want to learn, blah, 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 it's very important to learn how to write a good commit message. In my opinion, a good commit message should contain enough information about what the feature it is that you added, and it has to be specific but not too specific, right? Like it can't be something like feature added, but it should be something like added button feature to replace this, right? It should be informative. If someone who doesn't know anything about the project, if they read it, they should be able to understand it. I think my general rule of thumb is, I imagine I am someone who has nothing to do with the project and I have no idea what this project is about. But if I go and read a random commit message, it gives me information about what happened during this commit. So try to follow that rule. Maybe that will help you. Okay, so we're good. We made the commit, we staged it, we checked the status, which is very important. We staged it, we committed it, we also verified it. Okay, does that sound good to everyone? All right, next one here, diff and history. So we're gonna talk about diff and history. Uh, chat here. It's exactly not too detailed but informative enough. Yes, commits are always in imperative language, like add, not added. Fixed, not fixed. Yes, good approach. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know that actually. I knew that, but I choose not to follow that for some reason. But thanks for bringing that up. The description of the commit can be detailed. Try to make all changes via PR. Good tip. For linear commit history, try to make all changes via PR. 1000%. PRs for the win. But I didn't know about that part about add and not added. That's something I need to keep in mind now. But yeah, will also be cool. All right, so we did that. Git push, git commit, update or readme. That's good. All right, so we checked it. Now let's see here in our commits here. We can see whatever the changes were made. We updated, we initial commit. That looks good. Now go back to the slides, diff and history. Now git diff, I kind of already showed you what git diff is and git and the history. There's not much history for us right now to like look at, but this is what the history is. It will show you whatever was like going on in this repository, okay? History and diffs. Now I prepared the slides for a very basic level, but I am getting an idea that people don't need that much basic stuff. So I am going to like skip some things. I hope that's all right. But diff and history, like I've made a list of like reasons why it's important. So I'm not going to get too much in detail because if you already know how to use Git, you probably know all of these already, and I don't want to bore you. Viewing history. Again, there's not much history to view right now. So I won't show you on GitHub, but let's go here. Let's actually check out Git logs. Okay. Are you folks aware of Git logs? Have you used Git logs before? Git log. Tell me about your Git log experience. I use Git log mostly for reverting commits and stuff. But Git log is something that's used for um, like learning more about just the project in general, right? So when you do git log, it will show you a commit hash. It will show you a commit hash, which is the identification hash of that commit. So you this is important for like git reset and git revert purposes. Then it will show you where the head is pointing to. It will show you the author, their email address. It will show you the date, timestamp, and what happened in that specific commit. So that is one way of keeping a track on your Git history. The commit history shows the timeline of changes. Use git log to view the commit history. Each commit displays its unique SHA hash, which is a SHA1 hash, the author, date, and commit message, which we just saw here. Now, if we were to do a git reset or a git revert, right, which is something I'm going to be covering in my future part 2, is a difference between them, when and what to use. So I'll save that for then. But for now, like if I were to git revert, right, and I want to like go back to, let's say, this commit, I don't want this commit at all. So this is where I would use the hash. I'd be like, okay, git reset hash value, or git revert hash value, one of those. um and that's how it's important, right? And it's also like when you're working in like a production environment and you're working in a big like company, like I was working with Cisco, right? So sometimes some commits would be made, um and like sometimes there would be commits that were not still in the main, but we are still able to view them, the different branches. So it really helps you see like what everyone's been working on and what changes they've been committing. And if you want to pull someone's remote branch and work on it or test it, it's really important for that stuff. Let me check the chat again. Will be auto use? Not really. Git log gives a pretty bad output. I prefer other method of checking logs. Never learned about it in my SWE class, but never used it. Yeah, git log one line is, I agree. Git reset simply removes that part of the history. Git revert keeps the history. Yeah, I mean, depends on which one you want to do. I like if I'm working on like I actually usually sometimes don't like to keep my history, right? Like I don't like git revert generates another commit. It makes another commit and it takes you back then, versus git reset just goes back. The pointer starts pointing back. Use hard reset to delete commits that you made by mistake. Yep, that's correct. So that's git reset, and that wasn't git reset, but that was how you view your history. Now, next one. What else we got here? Viewing history, viewing diffs. I already showed you how to view diffs. Diff shows the changes made between different versions of a file, right? So if I were to like add a bunch of more information, let's say I added a new file, let's call it sample.jsx, and I just imported something, let's say that, nope, I can't import something right now. Let's say I just added a comment here, and then I said just random characters, right? And I save it, and I go back here, and I say git diff. That's not good. Why is it not showing me the git diff here? Oh, I know why it isn't, because I'm stupid. Okay, so now if I do a git diff here, right, it will not show me anything because the file has just been added. But if I go ahead and I add some more comments to it, and if I save it and then I do a git diff, that's weird. Git diff. I'm not appreciating this behavior. Let's try the readme here. Hello again, save, and then I do a git status, and I see why that happened. Git, and now if I do a Git diff, it will show me the things that have been added from the previous time that I was on this file. So that's Git diff, yet again. Okay, I think that is kind of towards the end of my slides. We're done, literally. You folks are too smart. I made these slides for someone like who has no idea about Git. So it was supposed to be really, really, really like base level. But since you all already know a bunch about Git, this was pretty much useless for you. So I would recommend you come to the next one and the third one, because then I'll be doing base, intermediate and advanced commands. So stuff like revert, rebase, what else? What else will I be doing? Yeah, revert, rebase, all that stuff. I'll be doing that. I'll be teaching you how to make PRs. I'll be showing how to like write commit messages. But for today, that was all that I had to offer. Yeah, unfortunately, if it wasn't too entertaining for you, as I said, don't smash your computer. Just be patient and come again next time. It was really insightful, actually. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad. I appreciate that. Yeah, I skipped over like 5 slides because I was like, oh my god, they already know all of this stuff. But yeah, can you share the check-in link? I still don't have it. I'm so sorry. Can you share the check-in link? I don't have it. No one has gotten back to me yet. I think it's because it's a very random time. Some folks. Yeah, I haven't heard back from my team, unfortunately. I forgot to check in. Can you send the check-in link? Yeah, as mentioned before, the check-in link is actually not working. It's kind of broken. I don't know why that is, and I don't know how to work around it because I don't set that up. But I still haven't heard back from anyone. Otherwise, I would tell you how to deal with that. Okay, what we can do is maybe I can throw in the check-in link in the Discord chat when I have it in a few minutes. Or like whenever I have it. I hope that helps. Is that fine? Not fine? Let me know. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening to me blab about GitHub. If you have any questions, use the chat. If you don't have any questions, that's all good. But I'm going to be wrapping the stream up and I'm going to come again I think my next stream on GitHub is on the 5th. I'll come back again on the 5th with some more advanced and fun little commands for you to understand and learn and play with. So yeah, I'll see you then. I have more upcoming workshops that I will let you know about actually. My next one is on the 3rd where I'll be going over the next one's actually really fun because I'm going to be just playing around with like Kaggle data sets. So I'm going to be downloading them, visualizing them. I'll be doing all of that stuff. And then after that, I have 2 more GitHub ones. And then that's it. That's me. Those are all my workshops this time around. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll see you in my future workshops and thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.